Hello everyone! Welcome to the beginning of my Generation 8.5. So this is one of the titles that I plan to do for my 8.5th set. So this title is called Hime-to Otome no Yakimochi Love, and it is by Princess Sugar. So as the brand suggests, once again, we have a main character being surrounded by princesses. So the same is true for the previous titles. So I'm talking about Hime-sama Love Life and Himekoi Sucreine. Well, not quite. So Himekoi Sucreine does have some modifications done to it, and you can go watch that if you're interested. So anyways, let's see what this title is about. So I picked this title up, and the reason I'm doing this one is because this is the last title, or the latest title that's available from Princess Sugar on your smartphone. So iOS and Android. And it's offered through, I'm not sure who it is, so either MoeApp or Hublots Co Ltd. So anyways, let's begin. So by the way, the translations are courtesy of Google. So it looks like Exit Japan has stopped doing English translations. So let's see what this is about. So let's click start.
それでは始めましょう。はい、授業はここまでです。みんなお疲れ様でした。
Okay, so we have a teacher and he's like, okay, so that's all for the class today. So thanks everyone for your hard work. So the, okay, stand up and bow. So after hearing the words of the class teacher, Chidori sensei, today's duty is giving, so I am responsible for, leading the class, so standing up and bowing to teacher. And thank you very much. Let's see if that's correct. Oh, so good day. And good day from the teacher. So the phrase "gokigenyo" is used every now and then as a vestige of time when Inomori Academy was a place where boys were not allowed. Oh, so this was an all-girls school. It's suitable for a lady's garden, but as a man, this kind of expression makes me feel a little itchy. So it's too girly or too fancy, let's say.
それと、Hizawa君、昼休みなのにごめんなさい。ちょっといいかしら。
So the teacher calls out to the main character. So let's see. Hizawa-kun, so it's been lunch break. So can you please take a moment? Let me see if I got the name correct. Okay, so so you want me to come to the staff room with you, right? Yes, so please. Okay, so he does go.
先生方はHizawa様ばかりを頼ってしまわれますのね。
So one of the classmates is like, the teacher relies on, let's see, Hizawa sensei a lot.
仕方ありませんわ。Hizawa会長は我が校の象徴ですもの。
But we can't help it because Hizawa sensei is kind of like the symbol or the mascot of our school.
我が校が共学になったのはあの方を迎え入れるため。そう聞かされても私驚きません。
So the reason our school changed to become co-ed was because we want to accept that person. And I would not be surprised if that was true.
この春の生徒会長選挙でHizawa会長に投票しなかった生徒は一人もいなかったそうですわよ。
And plus, there was not one person who did not vote for him during the student council election last spring. Okay.
学業では入学以来ずっと学年主席を守っている秀才で、スポーツも万能。
So he's an excellent student. He's talented and he's at the top of his class, and plus he's good with sports. So he's great in everything.
すべてに完璧な方でありながら、私たち生徒への心遣いも細やかで。
And not only that, he's very considerate and helpful to us.
その上、我が校に改革をもたらした理事長の一人息子。
And he's the son of the chairperson or the president who brought reforms to our school.
末は博士か大臣かなんて古い言い方になってしまうのかしらね。
So I wonder if it's going to be like the old saying, like, well, he'll end up becoming a doctor or a minister.
どんな輝かしい未来が待っていらっしゃるのかしら。
So I wonder what kind of future awaits you.
きっと決まった方がいらっしゃるのでしょうね。ど
I'm
なたか久和様に聞いてみてくださらない？
I'm sure someone has decided. So would someone please ask Hizawa-san? So the main character's name is, let's see, Kazuki Hizawa.
いや、そんなの知りたくありませんもの。
No, well, I don't want to know that. So it'll kind of hurt if it turns out that he has someone in mind, so a girl.
私も、でももしそんな方がいらっしゃったとしても、やっぱり憧れますわ。
Me too, me too. Well, even if a person existed, I would still admire him. So
ますわ。
So wait, I'm not sure what they mean by masawa or real. Maybe it's like really or.
それじゃあ放課後もよろしくね。4時に職員室よ。
Okay, so the teacher's name is Kyouko Chidori. So she's like, well then, so would you like to see me after school? I'll be in the staff room at around 4 p.m. Well, I understand even if you don't remind me that much. So, okay, I'll go. Regardless.
ごめんなさいね。先生には担任として久和くんの首を、お願い係としての使命があるの。
Wait, so I'm not sure what she's doing, so I'm sorry. So, as a teacher, I have a mission to help Hizawa-kun's collar. Wait, please? Well, there's something wrong with that center collar comment, but it's not the teacher's fault, so I'll just shrug it off.
気に障る言い方してしまったかしら。先生、箱入りみたいなところがあるから。
Did I say something that offended you? Well, it seems like you're being boxed in. Well, I'm not angry, so don't worry, teacher or sensei. Also, I don't think there's much of a connection between boxed and being insensitive. Okay?
秘書を一人雇ってるくらいの気持ちで先生には接してね。
So then please treat your teacher as if you are hiring a secretary. Are you talking about your home teacher? Well, just give me a break.
久和くんったらクール。堂々としてるわ。
Ooh, so Hizawa-kun is so cool and dignified. The teacher is laughing and shaking my arm as if we are friends. Really? Or like we're on the same level. How about that?
それじゃあ放課後ね。約束したわよ。
Well then, so after school, so promise. And immediately after parting ways with Sensei, I took out my smartphone, which started ringing just as I hit the target. Okay, so what's going on? Oh, so Sara made you a bento or lunchbox? Well, that's unusual. If you're willing to treat me to a feast, there's no reason to refuse. Well, I can see through some kind of plan. So I think his question's, well, why would Sara make a lunchbox for me? So the school student council is steeped in history and tradition, and only selected members of the student council or the board of directors have a key to the student council room. And that is, so chairman or the principal and the vice chairman. Oh, so actually the board. So the chairperson of the board and the vice chairperson. Wait, sorry, I'm late.
誰もせかしてないでしょ。そんなに不機嫌そうに見えた？
Oh, okay, so Sara is actually one of the student council members. So she's like, well, no one's in a hurry. Did you look like grumpy? So as expected, the vice president is waiting in the student council room. Oh, so Sara's the VP. Okay, so her name is, let me see. So it's Sara Amamiya. So Sara Amamiya. So it's been since my father decided to settle in this town. So we've known each other for about 10 years. Okay.
何？ジロジロ見て。
So what's wrong? You are staring at me. So excellent academic performance, beautiful eyebrows, has a great executive ability, and provides solid support to me as the chairman or the president of the student council.
いつまで突っ立ってるのよ。あ、もしかして疑ってるんじゃないでしょうね。
Wait, so how long are you gonna stand there? I'm sure you're not doubting me. Wait, so did I doubt you? Or do you doubt it?
私の料理の腕前以外に何があるっていうの？お弁当作ってきたって言ったでしょ？
Oh, okay, so you're doubting my cooking skills, right? So you said you made me or I told you that I made a bento. Well, are you not confident? Well, don't worry. It's just you and me. So I won't change my future attitude based on how it tastes. So don't worry if it doesn't taste good. I'm not going to have a different perception of you.
私と和樹の仲って。
Wait, so the relationship between Kazuki and me?
じゃなくて、やっぱり信じてないでしょ。私だって料理くらいできるんだから。
So that means you don't believe me at all. Well, I can't even cook. So you're still doubting me after all this.
自炊だってしてるの。言ったでしょ？最近一人暮らし始めたって。
See, I can't even cook for myself. I told you, right? I recently started living alone. Well, was an apartment right next to school?
ちゃんと覚えてるのね。
Shh. So you remember it properly. So are you making fun of my memory? I guess you asked your father that it would be inconvenient for you to commute to school, right? So that's why you moved closer?
いちいちそういう言い方。私が言いたいのは、ちゃんと興味を持ってくれてるって。
Well, you keep saying things like this. What I'm trying to say is that you are really interested in me, right?
そう、その通り。初めての一人暮らしを苦労しながらも満喫しちゃってるわよ。
Yes, that's right. Even though it's a struggle, I'm enjoying my first time living alone. So Sara turns to the side while constantly worrying about her throat. So are you at that age? Home is not that far away, so I don't think it's necessary to live alone. So it might be a little bit far, but I don't think that's enough of a reason to live alone.
いいの。家にいたら甘やかされてばかりで堕落するし、本当にいちいち口出ししてくるんだから。
Well, it's okay. So if I stay at home, I'll get spoiled all the time and become corrupted. She's really going to meddle with me every time. So your father must be worried about Sara too. Well, I don't mean to be malicious.
それはそうだけど大げさなのよ。すぐにナンパされたらとか、誘拐されたらとか言うし。
Well, that is true, but you're exaggerating. So they say things like, what if you pick up someone right away, or what if you get kidnapped? So... So it would be better to be cautious. So this school is full of students who belong to the so-called upper class, so such topics are no joke. So they might kidnap Sara for ransom. Who knows? So drop-offs and pickups are popular, so there is even a drop-off area in front of the school gate. Well, he's talking about how students get to and from school. So they ride in their fancy cars and they get dropped off at the front gate.
お弁当食べるんでしょ？ほら、お話はいいから座る？
But anyways, you're going to eat lunch, right? So come on, let's talk. So sit down. Okay, well, let's have a feast.
言っとくけど、お料理の練習のために作ってきただけよ。
Okay, fine, I admit it. So I made it just to practice my cooking skills. So basically, I'm an amateur at cooking. Well, I see, but I'm impressed.
まだ始めたばっかりなんだけどね。
Really? Well, you know, I just started, so this is just the beginning.
じゃなくて、そういう風に取らないでねってことが言いたいの。
Well, no. That's not what I'm saying, so don't take it the wrong way. Wait, what do you mean by this? Or by that? Worrying. So my childhood friend has a wide range of emotions. So it's hard to predict what she's thinking, and she's come up with all these strange reactions. Yes? So regardless, I gracefully accept the chopsticks offered to me, so I'll eat it. But, so do you wake up early? You really staked out. It looks like you did your best.
あんた、美味しそう？
Really? So, does it taste good? Well, it's because it looks like, let's see, Issei lobster. I don't think there's anything bad about it. With so many Junbako lined up, the table feels small.
伊勢エビとかはなんとなく安かったから買ってみただけでメインってわけじゃないんだけど。
So what about the lobster, or the Issei lobster? I bought it because it's cheap, but it's not my main dish. Really? Well, it's not an ingredient that just happens to be cheap. even the sales floor is limited. So I'm sure lobster in general costs a lot. So for Sara to say that it's cheap, it does mean that they're really wealthy. I wonder why Sara keeps trying to hide how wealthy she is. Oh, that's true. And even though they have known, or we have known each other for such a long time, there are times when they especially want to avoid talking about the family business or their parents. Okay?
カップラーメンとかだって食べたことあるし。
Okay, well, I've eaten cup ramen before, so I don't just eat expensive food that only rich people can buy. Okay, so don't get me wrong. And after all, my childhood friend's key point is omitted. Okay, so we won't know what it is.
それよりちゃっちゃと食べちゃってよ。さっと作ってきただけなんだし。
So I think she's like, come on, so just eat it. Well, I made it quickly. Okay, so enough with that appeal.
お腹を満たすだけのために食べてよね。
Well, just eat it to fill your stomach. And with a look of clear anticipation on my cheeks, I turned to face my luxurious bento. So with lobster and... Well, by the way, so which is your... Let's see, which is your most confident work? So which entree are you most proud of?
野菜を多めに食べると体にいいのよ。
Wait, huh? Oh, so more vegetables is good for your body and health. Well, I didn't expect you to respond in general terms.
目についたものを食べればいいじゃない。
Well, so you should just eat what you see. I got some idea from Sara's perspective and put my chopsticks on something that looks like a potato salad. So, Sara's heart is throbbing. Okay, next up. So, let's see how the inari sushi tastes. It must have been difficult to make so many different types of food, right? So, it's a big deal.
何？言葉が優しい。でも感想としては平坦。
Wait. So, your words are kind, but your impressions are flat.
絶賛してもらえると思ってたわけじゃないけど、この前のお休みもシェフをつけてちゃんと研究したのに。
I didn't expect to get rave reviews, but I had a chef on hand the other day and did some research. Grunty. Oh, so basically, I did not do everything. So I had a renowned chef help me out with this entree, and she's embarrassed to admit it. Wait, so a chef?
伊藤のことはいいでしょ。
Okay, well, it's okay. It's about Ito. So for now, it seems that Sara's parents have a chef named Ito.
箸は動いてるんだから、まずいわけではないのよね。
So the chopsticks are moving, so it can't be bad, right?
違うのよ。褒めてほしいとかそういう意味で聞いたわけではなくて、高額のために。
Okay, I'm sure that's a lie. So, that's not true. I did not ask for praise or anything like this. but for later study. I'm sure regardless, she must have had Ito help her out in some way, one way or another. So what do you think of the taste? It's bland. Uh-oh.
バッサリ
Yes, that's true. Well, I did say that you did a good job, right? Well, I can't eat it normally, but there is room for improvement, so it's not all perfect.
こういう時中途半端に顔色を伺ってご機嫌取りしてくるような男じゃないのは知ってるけど
So at times like this, I know he's not the kind of person who half-heartedly looks at your face and tries to please you. Well, I am grateful.
さっきも褒めてくれたしなはいはいどうも
Well, then again, I'm angry, right? So here. So thank you. Sara doesn't seem to be too worried about it either, and reaches for her chopsticks for her own lunchbox or bento.
本当だ味が薄く感じるごめんちゃんと味見したのに
Okay, so she tries out her lunchbox, and I'm sure it's the same as Kazuki's, and it's like, yeah, it's true, it's bland. I did taste it. Well, when food gets cold, it tends to lose its flavor. That's true.
伊藤は濃くなるって言ってたよな
Well, I thought Ito said that it would get richer. So the sweetness becomes weaker when it cools down. The saltiness becomes stronger when it cools down. Okay.
そうなの
Really?
一辺倒じゃないのね
You're not completely devoted to it, are you? It seems that the strongest taste you feel when your fever subsides is the bitterness. Most drinks become bitter when they cool down. Okay.
わかる冷めたコーヒーとか苦いものね
Oh, I see. So cold coffee tastes better then. Well, I think I skipped something. So let's see what Kazuki said previously. Okay, so he says, as expected, Sara understands things quickly. Her thinking is flexible. Okay. And every time I see something like this, I'm afraid that I'll get scolded for being treated like a child. But every time the reaction ends up like this. And she's such a cute girl.
料理は冷めると苦味と塩辛さが前に出てくるんだその分甘さがなくなる甘さはうまさって言うもんね
So when the food cools down, the bitterness and saltiness come out, right? And that's why the sweetness disappears. They say sweetness is delicious. Well, then again, too much sweetness is not good for you either. And there is a saying, I'm not sure if it's true or not, that bland is usually the best because the condiments don't do anything.
普段料理なんかしないくせに和樹ってなんでそんなことまで知ってるの
So basically, salt, sugar, and oil, they harm your body in some ways. Well, they do help it as well, but still. So by the way, you don't usually cook, so how does Kazuki even know about this? I'm sure he just studied. I wonder why. All I can say is that this knowledge comes naturally. Or maybe he tasted a bunch of stuff before and he can gauge on what happens when food cools down. Both Sara and I continue eating while twisting our heads. So by the way, how do you eat this raw, spiny lobster?
わかんない。動きそうで怖い。
I don't know. So the reason why Sara doesn't put lobster in often is because it looks scary. So it looks like it's going to move. What kind of life force do you have?
ボイルしてそのまま食べるのが一番美味しいって聞いたから試してみたの。
Well, I heard that it tastes best when boiled and eaten as is, so I tried it. Okay? I have no choice but to remove the head. Okay. By the way, do you want me to tell... Oh, so do you want to tell me something? Using Issei Lobster as an excuse, I take... Okay, so my gaze away from Sara when she starts talking like this.
別に私はただお弁当。
Well, nothing much. I just want my lunch. Sara, who blatantly stammers, holds the tip of her chopsticks in her mouth and looks as if she had some resentment.
私じゃなくて、和樹の方があるんじゃないの？話。
So isn't there more to Kazuki than me? So Sara is perceptive. What's more, she's my childhood friend, who I know, or she knows me.
何かあるなら言っておいてよね。会長、副会長の関係なんだから。
Well, if there is anything wrong, just let me know, okay? So the relationship between the president and the VP, or whatever, as student council. Well, of course. So if anything happens, I'll tell Sara first. And I feel a little bitterness in the words I answer so quickly. And I appreciate Sara's concern, but it would be bad for me to confess the truth. So what's bothering Kazuki? So it's not the right time. And there are no staying streams.
なんか目が泳いでる気がする。
So it looks like your eyes are swimming, or they're fidgeting. No. So it's just your imagination. So there's nothing wrong, nothing unusual. Really?
これお箸でつまんだらズボって身がみんな抜けちゃいそうじゃない？和樹が食べなきゃわざわざ作ってきた意味がないでしょ？
Okay, so let's see what Kazuki said previously. Okay. So first he distracts Sara with, oh, so the head of the EC or the spiny lobster has come off, right? So let's try eating it. And Sara's like, well, if you pick this up with chopsticks, it's going to fall all the way out, right? And if Kazuki doesn't eat it, there's no point in making it. Okay, so he distracts her with the, the lobster, the way you eat it. Well, you're really someone who can't be penetrated if you're going to go so far as to say that. Well, I'll take it. So after that, she's still worried about... Oh, so I'm still worried about Sara's gaze on me, but I pretend not to know and enjoyed a sumptuous lunch. Okay, so that was a very interesting lunch with Sara. And to me, it felt like Sara was trying to be a perfectionist, showing that I can cook too. And she often became worried about how Kazuki would respond to her cooking. And she was trying to hide the fact that, I didn't do everything. I had a chef who helped me. And she wanted to make it so exquisite to the point where she would include a spiny lobster in his lunchbox. So anyways, it's now afternoon, so the sky has already changed color to orange to purple, and it's probably about time for the lights on the ground to come on. So it's sunset.
お疲れ様。久男くんはキビキビしててすごいのね。先生ポカーンってしちゃった。
Okay, so he did visit the teacher in the teacher's room, so thank you for your hard work, Hizawa-kun. It's so lively and amazing, and I'm left gaping at the teacher. Wait, I'm not sure what the last part means. Well, I wonder what it's like.
学園長も理事長みたいって言ってたわ。
So even the principal of the school said that you're like him, or wait, I think it's more like you're like the school principal. That doesn't sound like a compliment at all. Why?
理事長だいり。素敵ね。なんだかとってもミラクルな若者だわ。
So you know, the principal is also the chairperson of the board. So let's see. I wonder if his name is Diary. But anyways, he's wonderful and such a miraculous young man. Well, that's a problem. My father and this fluffy atmosphere and me.
きっとこれはライオンさんが子供を足毛にするあれなのね。久男くんを試すみたいな。
So I'm sure this is something like Lion-san kicking a child, right? It's like trying out Hizawa-kun. Well, if that is true, then you can't just punch my dad for stopping by. So what's wrong about the dad? Or the principal?
殴りはしないけど、あまりご不在が長引くとね。学園祭も近いし、他に色々と支障が出るかもって先生方も言ってるし。
Well, it won't hit you, right? But if you're gone for too long, okay, well, the school festival is coming up. And the teachers are saying that there might be other problems. Oh, so I think the problem is that the principal is absent for a long time, and no one knows where he is. And fortunately, he's management-ish, so they can't replace him that easily. I wonder if that person is a teacher. So he's talking about this teacher, Kaori.
そろそろ戻られるんでしょ？理事長だってそのことはご承知だものね。
Oh, so Kyouko. Well, you're going to go back soon, aren't you? So even the chairperson knows that.
それより会議が思ったより早く終わってよかった。そうだ、テラスでお茶をしていきましょうか。
But anyways, more than that, I'm glad the meeting ended sooner than I expected. So let's have tea on the terrace. Or terrace. Well, if other students see it, they might think something is wrong. Even though I'm treating the teacher, I can't help but see her face in my mind. So, okay, so he's talking about his dad. So originally he was a prodigal father. And even when he abandoned his duties as the school's president and disappeared without warning, the reaction of those around him, including the principal, is, well, maybe something like that could happen. Oh, so he's just the chairperson or the chairman of the school board, but there's someone else who is doing the work, or who's the principal. Okay, that makes sense. Because that man had left the rest to his son, so that's me, that means I'm now forced to serve as acting chairperson of the board despite I'm a student. Ooh, that's a pretty big responsibility. But I'm sure they can find someone else if it becomes a huge problem. And I wonder if there's a vice chairperson that could take over while the chairperson is absent. But that's good. Even that is trivial in comparison to the larger problem. So what else is wrong? So this traditional school, which my father had played around with as much as he wanted under the pretense of a reform, is, ostensibly making a new start. However, so it's gold-plated and stiff. And with that, I'm able to find a way. Oh, so he's not able to find a way to repay his debt, and nothing can be done if things continue like this. So he's thinking of ways to deal with it. So I mean, the father. So I think he decorated the school and made it look all pretty and made changes, but when the bills came in, he couldn't pay for it, and he escaped and is hiding somewhere from the debt collectors. Let's see. And the feeling of losing consciousness when I learned the truth from a note in my home is possibly or probably close to that of losing my life. So it was a shocking announcement that he discovered in his home. And, okay, yeah, so it's such a shock that it would not be surprising if he died of a shock. And the environment that had surrounded me and the happy future I envisioned had all turned into a lie. And later, when I woke up and looked back on my memories, I cried for the first time since I can remember. And since that day, I had sleepless nights. Okay, anyways, he's back home. And we have a dog named Ieyasu. So as soon as I got home and entered the living room, a ferocious beast glared at me from the veranda. Just his dog. Yes. So, walk. Okay, I know. Hey, don't bark. You'll be a nuisance to the neighborhood. So, I'll walk you, but don't bark too much that it generates complaints from the neighbors. So, this Ieyasu is, I believe, a hybrid based on the Akita Inu, and is a huge, ferocious, and troublesome creature with little intelligence. Uh-oh. She is loyal to her father, but the fact that she looks down on me is even less cute. Kazuki, well, that old man after all. And since you have provided for me to this day, I will respect you, but there is a limit to this. So, anyways, despite his problems and his mistakes, I still look at him as my dad, and I still trust him, and I still respect him for all the things that he's done to me. I worked out hard until today, in my own ways, to live without depending on the parents. My real mother, who was also a passionate person, as my father called her, who was... Oh, so she eloped with a Turkish man overseas when I was barely old enough to meet my soulmate. So I think the mom dumped the family and she went out with someone else. That's not good. And ever since my parents' magical separation, I've been living one-on-one with that old man. And it also fosters a sense of inner or independence.
Huh?
Yes? Well, on my walk, says the dog, Iyasu. So if I had to compare to a monster that appeared in a game I used to play with Sara a long time ago, it's King. And it's like being told, Hoicho, you threw it away, after all the things that I had been steadily accumulating. So he may have run away at night. And that doubt still sends a chill down my spine today. And I never truly trusted my father in my life. And if he were to be categorized as a fraud, he is the embodiment of irresponsibility, and he sees life as nothing more than a pastime. Wait, so what does the dog want? Hey, idiot! So your neck is getting tight. Hey, don't pull the leash. Wait, come on. So don't get excited. Just... And now he's barking loudly. Uh-oh. Come on. Iyasu, just stay calm. It would be a huge mistake to let my guard down while walking this stupid dog who can't control herself. Iyasu dragged me down with her terrifying powers and began sprinting down towards freedom. Hey, don't bite, don't attack children, just stop. Uh-oh, so they're gonna call the police. And it looks like Iyasu jumped on someone. Uh-oh. Wait, this person. And it seems like she's okay with it, so... You're so hot, you're such a good girl, says this person. First of all, I'm glad that no stranger is harmed, so I think he knows this person personally. If you are an acquaintance, it's not like you can touch your butt. And Iyasu is licking her, so come on, it's ticklish. Well, I'm sorry, senpai, so, Iyasu got in the way. No, I didn't, says Iyasu. Hey, don't be intimidated. So, you're making me look bad. That's not true. Well, you're a spoiled brat, aren't you? Well, you're such a great person that you would have taken over the world. Huh? Yep, says Iyasu. And when she's being petted on or by the head of senpai, well, she looks like a completely different creature. The movement of the tail is also sharp. Well, the stupid dog is supposed to not accept anyone other than my father, but this person is the only exception. So this dog is okay being with this girl. And last year, it took only a moment from when we met by chance until she showed us the belly.
久しぶりだね。最近このくらいの時間に見かけなかったけど、散歩の時間遅らせてるの?
Okay, so it's been a while. I haven't seen you around this time recently. So are you delaying your walk? So did you walk later than usual, the dog? Well, no, I guess you could call it just a small situation.
意味深な言い方。生徒会の仕事が大変とか?
That's a meaningful way to say it. So, is the student council's work hard? So you had to stay late and such? So parts that should not be seen are exposed and there's a loose atmosphere. Well, don't be fooled. Hey, wait. Oh, so her name is Dojo Nanoka. So she's the previous student council president from whom I served as the secretary last year, and I'm always swayed by her strong personality, her charisma, and mysterious energy. So she previously, or as the student council president, she was able to bring everyone together, and it just, I would say like she gives like the One-sama kind of atmosphere, or the big sister atmosphere.
なんか怪しい。どうなのとの考察を述べよ。
So something seems suspicious. What do you think? Well, just tell me your thoughts. Well, for now, I'm just nervous. So, can I take Ieyasu back?
ヒヤヒヤって?
Huh? Here? You can tell by looking at his physique. So she's a beast. Oh no, so her physique, she's a beast, not much different from a small bear. So she might attack you. Wait, are you crazy? So, please drag me down.
そんな態度だから、殿も今一つ和樹くんに心を開いてくれないのよ。ねえ、殿。
Okay, so Nanaka's like, well, I think you're being too rude and harsh on the dog. That's why this dog is not warming up to you, Kazuki-kun, right? Yeah, he's a bully. He's mean, says Ieyasu the dog. Well, I've been with that dog for 5 years, so I know her usual attitude and habits and such.
付き合いの長さを理由に何かを理解した気になるなんて、学園が世界に誇る俊英にしてはお粗末ね。
So for someone to think that you understand something based on how long they've known each other, or you've known each other, that's a bit of a shame for someone who is a world-class student at the school. So even though you've been with this dog for 5 years, you treat her poorly, and I would expect you to be better at understanding this dog, being the top student of the school. That's true. Well, please don't bully me. So now you're attacking me.
ところで、質問に答えてもらってないな。
Wait, anyways, you have not answered my question. What question? So, the technique of pretending to be gentle but sharply cutting into the vital points has not changed.
私は和樹くんにとって気軽な相談を持ちかけることもできない先輩ってわけかな。
Does that mean that I'm a senpai to Kazuki-kun who cannot even ask for casual advice? Well, so Sarah and this person.
傷ついちゃうね。殿、噛んじゃおっか。
Well, you're gonna hurt me, aren't you? Don't worry about biting me. Well, please don't use other people's dogs.
和樹くんは相変わらず可愛いな。
So she was just teasing him. Well, you're just cute as ever. I think she's probably the only person in this world who calls me cute. Well, anyways, look, so there are people watching. And my gaze almost went towards her, so I quickly looked away and extended my hand to Senpai.
人目があると何かまずいかな。
I wonder if there's something wrong with being in front of people. The attention, the stares. Well, I don't have the confidence to make an excuse even if I get a report that a nice female student is being attacked. So he's worried about the misinterpretations.
そこは愛犬をかばってあげよう。ひょっとしてツンデレなの？
So why don't you protect your dog over there? Is she by any chance a tsundere? Well, please don't mess with this person, or don't mess with me. Don't relax in the middle of the road. So just get up.
和樹くんはどうも昔から回りくどい言い方をする癖があるね。
Well, you know, Kazuki-kun has a habit of speaking in roundabout ways for a long time.
ここはもっと直接的に裏若き乙女が道の真ん中で足を開いてるなんてはしたないって叱らないと。
So, I need to be more direct and scold a young maiden with her legs open in the middle of the street. Or he does. Wait, do you open it by knowing that?
和樹くんの目線の動きが私にそれを推理させたんだけど。
Well, the way that Kazuki-kun looks at me makes me infer that. Well, really? So just stop.
エッチ。
Okay, so Nanaka finally gets up with Iyasu.
悲しそうな顔しないの。ほら、私がリード持ってあげるから。
Well, don't look sad. Come on. So just, I'll take the lead. Oh, I'm sorry.
ところで、見たの？おパンティ。
Okay, I don't think we need to listen to this. So, did you see me? Did you see my underwear? So, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out this part, and I'll pick up in the next episode after all of this. So, just an interesting take from the senior girl, or the senpai Nanaka. I think she's doing all this just to tease and get a reaction out of Kazuki, just because he's cute. But then again, Kazuki is right about, well, this is the middle of the road, and it'll look bad, and if you do all this, it's going to give people the wrong interpretation, and I'm going to be the one who gets in trouble. The fact that I'm indirectly molesting a girl on the streets. But hopefully all this gets cleared through, and we'll see how it goes for school the next day. So now we know a little bit about what happened with the school. The fact that despite it looking glamorous with lots and lots of decorations with gold, it's in debt. So not sure what the father or the chairman of the student council or the school board did to generate all this debt. But I guess we'll find out. And with that in mind, I'll see you in the next episode.